Good morning guys, welcome to Fish with Bish. I'm on Woodland Pool at Woodland View. It's the first pool right by the tackle shop and the calf and the toilets. The tackle shop is quite cleverly called Peg 1. I'm on Peg 8, parked the car directly behind the peg, and the purpose of the video today is to don't be afraid to fish what some people call the kids pool or the house pool or the stock pool. It doesn't have to be like the big open waters, the big lakes, the lakes that are stuck to the girls with F1s and the ones that the lads are fishing on competitions. Because if you think about it logically, there's going to be a much better mix of fish in these pools. I'm not trying to belittle the pools at all, but obviously in the winter it's going to be easy to catch a mixed bag. If you don't want to just come and catch loads of carp, again, nothing against that. Some days I like doing that, getting some nice big lumps out and stuff like that. But I'd say we're on peg 8 on the Woodland pool. Right, just very simple rig I've got here, and I'm only fishing top kitten 1. It's a carp 4 gram it says on there, but I don't believe that for a second. I've got 2 lots of bulk underneath the float. I've not got any dust or anything like that on the down by the hook, because I want it to fall slowly, because as I say, all about mixed bag fishing today, because we're coming into the winter. It's cold. The fish are cold that I've caught already, that have come out, and I'm catching a lot of rudd and a lot of roach as the chop worm. I've got a worm head on the hook here with the point showing, and I want it so that it actually just drops through the water slowly. I'm picking up some rudd as it's going down. I've had one decent sized fish come off, which I think is a carp. So I've got me chop worm machine. I'm just about to fill this up and set it up. I've got some maggots in there, got some worms in there, and I've got the fishery micros as usual, the 2mm micros, which are dampened. I just cover them over so you just see the water on the top. Leave them for 2 minutes, drain any excess water off, and these are absolutely brilliant now. As you can see, if you were fishing with a pellet feeder or anything like that, you'd be fine. But I like it so that when I'm throwing them in, I don't throw them in loose. I throw them in as a pellet, so walnut size normally. I've got myself 2 swims set up. As I say, it's only top kitten 1. Off to my right hand side, and I've got one off to my left hand side here. So further ado, let's get back in, let's get fishing. So I'll show you this side first. Just set the camera up. Right, so it's not very deep at all. I have been catching on maggots as well. I just decided to try the worm just to see if there's anything different going on. Just top that over, 2 or 3 maggots. I think the trick is to have a feed going in every few minutes or so, but not very much obviously because of the time of year we're on. I have found also, because as I say, there are a lot of rudd in here, if I lay that in, and as I say, there's no dust shot by the worm, so as it drops down, that's fluttering through the water, and I've been catching them sort of virtually out on the drop. And now they're going to prove me wrong, aren't they? Fishing in the shadow at the minute, but I think the sun's going to come round any second. That's more like it, that's where I want it. pretty uniform across from left to right in front of me at this distance. Does shallow up to about a foot. I'm fishing at about 2.5 feet now. There we go, there's a bite there. And there we are, we're in. This is a little bit better. And so some nice roach in here and some nice rudd. I say never be put off by fishing these pools, because if you do fish these pools, you get yourself a lovely roach like that. Look at that beautiful fish, absolutely stunning. Let's have him over the net. But there we go, look at that roach, guys. What a beautiful fish, beautiful fish. It's got almost a rudd mouth on him though, so it might be a bit of a hybrid. It's got a rudd mouth on him though, so it might be a bit of a hybrid. But let's get him back in. I think what I might do is, because I'm feeding maggots on this side, I'll go back over to maggots on this side. But first of all, I'll show you where I'm fishing down here. So I am fishing there. I'm using the Woodland pool sign on the other side as my marker. As I say, I've been feeding the chopped worm and pellet on here and maggots. But I don't know whether this as a swim on this side is actually set up yet. It's because of the weather. You've got to build it really. We've not long been here, and I've had my sandwich and had a coffee first before I start. Right, I think what I need to do . If I show you the worm chopping machine, right, I've got some maggots in there, I've got some worms in there, and the pellets. So I'm just about to chop this up. Now with being horrible about it, but with the worms carrying some moisture inside them, I'll just find the centre and put that on. And this is how it works, guys. It spins round. And then basically and you end up with all the chopped worms. Some of the maggots have been chopped up, some are still alive. And because of the dampness of the worms and the pellets, you get yourself a little bit of a nugget, like so. I'll just show you where I'm fishing again. So I got myself a little bit of a nugget, a few dead maggots in there now, chopped worm, there you go. As I say, that swim's still building. So I'm going to take the worm off this one, go back to maggot on this side, and then we can keep it maggot one side, worm the other, see which is the best really. got here then? Slowly bring him in. Don't stress him out too much. Keep him low. Oh, look at this. What a beautiful fish. No, it's a roach. Well, guys.
Yeah, I had about 2 or 3 that size. Nice fish. They look like
Pete, look.
Yeah, they're lovely fish. They look like they've just been made, don't they?
Yeah, that's perfect description. Spartacus says they're absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. What a beautiful, beautiful fish. Remember, guys, fish with bish. Please subscribe. 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 Let's get him back in. That was what a beautiful fish that was. And that guys is the kind of fish that you can miss out on by just fishing the famous match pools and all that kind of thing. You're missing out on such good fishing when you miss out on these kind of pools. It's a beautiful little pool. There's only 3 of us on it today. Right, let's swap back to the pole. I've gone on the bottom where they were feeding on the top. So obviously some bait gets through. I want to see what was on the bottom there. We got ourselves a lovely little silver dollar. Let's get him back in. Look at that on the line. So let's clean that off. Never leave any slime on your hook length at all. Just wipe it off with this cloth. Right, that's completely clean. Let's get back out there. As I say, feeding on the top, I was catching loads of those roach. Lots of small stuff there as well. I'm going to try a couple of maggots. On a size 18 hook. Let's get back out there. Hopefully the sun's been a bit of an issue the past half hour. Hopefully some of those maggots will get through. That looks like a bream to me. Feels like a bream also. There we go. Yeah, it looks to me like there's another silver dollar. Looks to me like the bream are underneath the other fish on the bottom. Look at the tail on him. Sun shining through, brilliant. Right, let's get him back in. Beautiful fish. Look at that, guys. Orange under there. Beautiful, bright fins. Nice rod. The lip. I did think that there was, I did think, and this is where you hold them over the neck, guys. I did think that there were bigger fish underneath those fish, but it took me a while to get to them. But there we go. Look at that beauty. There he is. What a beautiful fish. Right, let's get him back in. Whew. Yeah, as I said, guys, I did think that some of them, underneath all those little fish that are grabbing as much as they can on the top, to be, I caught that, it was only a size 8 in it, was some big fish feeding off the bottom. So what I've done is I've put a pole pot on, filling it up, which I'll do now in fact. Show you that. So if you have a look at this. Right, so pole pot, literally whack a load of maggots in there, especially when they're on this kind of feed. Dampened micro pellets, dampened micro pellets as a bit of a plug, stop them getting out, feed it out. I've picked a spot, as usual, across the way there, and I'm fishing to the end of the pole that I've got. What's out? It's top kitten 2. So let me just point that out there. And then basically what I'm trying to do is to get it as close to the water's top surface as possible, and then I'll follow that down. The problem is they are picking it up as it's going through. If I can get to the bottom, I can get better fish. There we go. I think we're through all those small ones. It's not to say there's not a few small ones down there. It's these little tweaks that you do to how you feed, how you approach it. I've done 4 different types of fishing out there. I've with the rod and reel on the bottom, rod and reel up in the water, pole on the bottom, pole up in the water, and the best quality fish are the ones that are on the bottom. There's a bit of a bite there, and again.